Hey everyone, welcome back to WebTrio channel. Today's session is all about CSS Selectors, one of the most powerful tools in web design. If you want your web pages to look amazing, this is the foundation you need. Let's dive right in. What are CSS Selectors? CSS Selectors are patterns used to choose the HTML elements you want to style. It's like giving instructions to your web page. Hey, make all paragraphs blue, or center this heading. Selectors make styling efficient, clean and specific. Moving to next slide, which is types of CSS selectors. There are many types of selectors in CSS. Here is the list. One is basic selector, combinator selectors, pseudo class selectors, pseudo element selectors, attribute selectors, universal selectors and grouping selectors. We'll cover each one with simple examples. Now moving to basic selector. These include type selector, ID selector, class selector and universal selector. Let's go through them one by one. Which is type selector. This is a type selector. It helps all H1 tags on the page. Let's take an example. H1, open the curly brace, color, colon, blue, semicolon. Close the curly brace. This will make all headings on your page of H1 tag appear in blue text. Let's see another example. Paragraph tag, open curly braces, font size which is 16 pixel. This will make all paragraphs font size into 16 pixels. Now moving to ID selector. This is an ID selector using a hash symbol to target a unique element with the ID header. Let's take an example. Here we are taken hash header background color yellow. This will set the background color of the element with the ID header to yellow. Another example, hash main padding to 20 pixel. This will set the padding of that element with the ID main to 20 pixel. Now moving to class selector. This class selector targets all elements have the class box. Let's take an example. Dot box, open curly braces, border colon, 1 pixel solid back semicolon. Close the curly brace. This will give a thin black border around every element as class box. Another example, dot active, color green. This will give color green around every element that has class active. Now moving to universal selectors. These universal selectors can be written with an asterisk symbol. It targets every element on the page. Let's take another example. Hashtag open curly braces, margin colon 0, which means this will remove all default margins from every HTML element, making your layout more consistent. Now moving to another type, which is combinator selectors. Combinator selectors define the relationships between elements. It is classified into 4 types. One is descendant, child, adjacent sibling, general sibling. Let's understand each one of that. Descendant selector. This selector targets elements inside another element regardless of level. Let's take an example. Div space P, open curly braces, color red. All paragraphs inside any div will appear in red in color. Now moving to another slide, which is child selector. A child selector targets only direct children. We use the greater than symbol to represent it is a child selector. Let's take an example. UL greater than LI. Open curly brace, color is green in color. Only immediate list items of fuel will appear in green in color. Now moving to another slide, which is adjacent sibling selector. The adjacent sibling selector targets the next sibling only. We use the plus symbol in adjacent sibling selectors. Let's take an example. This is the example. H1 plus P open curly braces margin dash top colon 0 semicolon means only the paragraph that comes immediately after an H1 tag will have no top margin. Now moving to another, which is general sibling selector. The general sibling selector targets all siblings that come after an element. Use slide symbol. Not slide. H1 slide P. Open curly braces, color colon which is of blue. All paragraph siblings that follow an H1 will appear in blue color. Now moving to pseudo class selector. Pseudo class selector allows us to style elements based on their state like over, focus or position. They are very helpful in interactive designs. Let's see some examples. Over and first child. Here A colon over open curly brace color colon red semicolon, which means when user overs the mouse over the link, the text will turn red. Now moving to another example. P colon first child means open curly braces and font weight is bold. The expected output will be like this will make only the first para inside its parent is bold. Now last child and nth child. Let's see an example. Div last child. Background color is gray. Which means only the last div inside its parent will get the gray background. Now see another example. List nth dash column child open parenthesis color to orange, then close the curly brace. It means only the second list item will have the orange text. Remaining will be as usual color. Now moving to another topic, which is pseudo element selector. Pseudo elements selector styles the specific part of the element, like adding content before or after a tag. Here we'll use double colon symbols. If it is before, we say before. If it is after, we'll type the after. Let's see an examples. Paragraph tag double colon before open curly braces is common. Then write the content is note. Then what it will show? This adds the word note before every paragraph tag. Let's see another example. Paragraph tag after content to end means this adds the word and after each paragraph. Now moving to attribute selectors. Attribute selectors select the elements based on their HTML attributes like type, href or target. Let's see an examples of the attribute selectors. A target color to blue, which means all links that have a target attribute will appear in blue in color. Let's see another example. Input square bracket type equal to quotations text background color is light gray, which means the text input fields will have light gray background. Now moving to universal selectors and grouping selectors. Universal selectors will select the all elements and grouping selectors will apply same styles to multiple selectors. Let's see an example of grouped selectors. H1, H2, H3. Color to navy, which means the all heading tags of H1, H2, H3 will appear in navy color. Let's see another example, which is like P comma list. Font size to 16 pixels. This paragraph and the list items will both have the 16 pixel font size. Similar way, here we have the another example, which is H1 para and anchor tag, which means the font family of all these tags will be the Arial. Now we are moving to combining class and type selectors. It targets specific type with specific class. Let's see an example. P.note, open curly braces and color orange and close that means only paragraph tag with class note will appear in the orange color. Let's see another example. Div.alert means any div with class alert, any class with alert will appear red background. Now moving to combining ID and type selectors. Combining ID and type selectors targets the specific IDs of the certain element. Let's see an example. Combining ID and type selectors. Combining ID and type selectors targets the specific IDs of the certain element. Let's see an example. Div hashtag header padding to 20 pixels. This means the div with ID header will appear 20 pixel padding. Let's see another example, which is section hash main and margin to auto. This means the section with ID main will be centered with using auto margins. Let's see some of the practical example uses of pseudo classes. Input focus. When border to 20 pixel solid blue, which means when a user clicks on a text field, it shows a blue border. See another example. Button colon over, background color to green. When you over a button, its backgrounds become green in color. Now next we are moving to next topic, which is using not pseudo class. It excludes specific elements. Let's see an example. P not dot intro font style to italic, which means all paragraph tags except those with class intro will be italic. Let's see another example. Input not type equal to submit. Then border 1 pixel solid. Means all inputs except submit button will have light gray border. CC represents the light gray. Now we are moving to advanced attribute selectors. A square bracket href caret equals quotation https open curly brace color to green, which means all links that start with https will be in green color. Now see another example. Image square bracket alt dollar quote icon quote square bracket. Width is 30 pixels. The image where alt ends with icon will be 30 pixels wide. Now chaining selectors. Chaining selectors. It's combined selectors of precise targeting element. Let's see an example. Here we have taken div dot article dot article p dot intro, which means, and font weight to bold, which means only paragraphs with class intro inside a div dot article will be bold. Let's see another example. ul dot menu space li dot active, background color to blue. Only li dot active items inside a URL menu will be in blue background. Now see some of the real world examples with navigation bar. Nav space ul li a over means hovering over a nav links will give a light gray background and black text. It is used for navigation of links, to navigate the links. Now see real world example for form styling. Input type equal to style. Input type equal to mail. Width is 100%, padding is 10 pixel, which means text and mail fields will stretch full width and padding for spacing. It improves the form layout. Now moving to another topic, which is selector specificity overview. Let's take some overview here. More specific selectors override less specific ones, whereas div has more specific when compared to class than the type. Let's now move into the practical execution of what we have learned so far. We'll start from scratch. We'll create an HTML file, write some basic CSS using selectors, and see how it affects the web page visually. I'll explain every line in simple way, so even if you are new to coding, you will feel comfortable. Let's get started. Create a file with name selector.html. We have one shortcut to write the full HTML file. Shift exclamation mark and click it. Automatically it will create the basic document for the HTML file. Now we are moving to selectors. Just take some simple tags like a h1, like something which is, this is the heading tag. In the header tag, take style tag, and write h1 color, open curly braces. Now write color to blue, and take another paragraph tag. Write something. This is the paragraph tag. To be executed. Selectors. Create another P1 CSS, this is paragraph CSS, then make font size to 18 pixel and color of the text misty green, or else whatever you want you can take. I'm taking a green. Then save this and see in Selector. Here is the output. Now we are moving to ID selector. Still now we have just discussed about the basic selector. Still now we have seen about the type selector. Now we are moving to ID selector. Let's take another tag. We are taking div tag, and div we have created one ID name like header. Write something in this middle of the div tag. Let's say welcome to my website. Then move to style. In this we have hashtag header to style the HTML header ID of the div. So header, let's take background color as yellow and padding to 10%. Then save and see. Our website is in yellow color. Again move to VS Code. Still now we have completed about type selector and ID selector. Now we are going through class selector. We use class attribute in HTML and dot operator in CSS. Let's take a simple example tag like div. So here I have taken the div and class equal to some class name like a highlight, then close the div and write some text in between like this is highlighted. This is highlighted. Again take another more example like p tag and define the class name, class attribute and class name as highlighted and write some text here like this is paragraph is also highlighted. Okay. Then moving to CSS. Let's move to the CSS selector. Then use dot operator and write class name as a highlight and open the braces and make background color as light blue and font weight to bold. Then save this and see the output in the website itself. Then Screenshot of this. After completed, now we are moving to universal selector. Let's take an example. Here we use CSS Selector asterisk symbol for the universal selector and open the curly braces and set margin to 0, default, and padding to 0. Which means it will remove but this results as default margin and padding for the browser. Okay, now we are moving to pseudo selectors. Pseudo class selectors are used to apply basically styles based on the state and position. Let's see another example for the pseudo class selectors. Let's take an anchor tag and ref equal to hash symbol, then over is over me, and save this, and move to selector. A colon over flat braces, color to red, and decoration to underline. And see this. When we use hover the mouse over this link, the text will turn red and have an underline. Now we are discussing about first child. Let's see. Take one div. In that, take two paragraph tags. One is write some text in this. This is the first paragraph. Take another paragraph and write here another text like this is the second paragraph. And move to CSS selector. Here write P colon first child, font weight to bold, then save this. Here the output will be only the first paragraph tag inside the div will appear in bold. The remaining text will as usual. Now we are more discussing about moving to last child, and here take example as list. I'm taking the list, and in this list I am writing mango, another one as banana, and another one is apple. And save. See, add UL li colon last child and color orange. Only the last item will turn into the orange color. Now see nth child. Now we are discussing about before and after pseudo class elements. Let's take another paragraph tag as an example and write it as some text on this, like this is the paragraph and save this and go to selectors, selectors.css file and p.before and open the curly braces. The content should start with note. It should be in like red color. Take example color as red. Then save this. Now take another example. P after. Open the curly braces. Content should be as and make this in blue color. Save all the changes. On the page we will see note, this is paragraph dot end. With note is in red color whereas end in blue color. The actual paragraph content says the same. Now we are moving to attribute selector. Let's take an example tag, anchor tag href equal to http plus dot / www example .com. This is a link. Once we are linking in the selector, let's take a square bracket target color to green. Here this, the external link turns to green and the text input as light gray border. Now we are moving to another interesting topic, which is about grouping selectors. Let's take any of the tags. Let's hit the tag I'm taking here. This is the second largest tag. Take a h3 tag. This is third largest tag. Now h5. This is the second smallest heading tag. Save all these and group all these tags h2, h3, h5 by using separator, comma, and close the braces and font family to Georgia. And color of the text should be navy blue. Okay, here this. The text align should be at center. Okay, this is how we use it. Okay, continue. Now see all the outputs. Let's wrap up what we have learned, which is basic selectors. We have explained about elements, class, ID, grouping and universal selectors, and attributes and pseudo class selectors, and some of the real world examples, and combinators and advanced targets. All this we have covered. Now you are ready to style web pages with precise and power. If you found this helpful, like the video, comment your thoughts or questions, subscribe to WebTrio for more web development.